Well, hello everybody, and welcome to today's session. We still have a few people streaming in here, but we'll go ahead and get started with respect to everybody's time. My name is Ryan Patterson, and I'm the Director of Business Intelligence here at Tagunia. We are a trusted Microsoft Solutions partner with multiple designations, one of which is in the data and AI space, where we are experts with all things Power BI and Fabric. I'm thrilled to have you here today as we dive into the world of Microsoft Fabric and the game-changing capabilities which come from Direct Lake. I hope you're ready to explore how we can unlock lightning-fast analytics and gain deeper insights from your data. So who is Tagunia, you may ask? Tagunia is a dynamic software and IT consulting firm founded in 2007. Specializing in Microsoft Dynamics Nav and Business Central, Tagunia offers a comprehensive suite of services including IT and hosting, business intelligence, CRM or CE as it's known, and software development. With our client-centered philosophy, Tagunia prides itself on delivering high-quality outcomes without unnecessary services, making us a trusted partner in achieving data-driven success. Our business intelligence team is comprised of seasoned professionals and is dedicated to optimizing solutions tailored to each customer's specific needs, ensuring robust, insightful, and aligned reports for smarter, data-backed solutions. To put it simply, we help businesses streamline and improve their operations through process and technology. All right, now you know a little bit about Tagunia. Let's take a quick look at what we'll be covering today. Our agenda is structured to give you a comprehensive understanding of Microsoft Fabric and Direct Lake. So first, we'll start off with a foundational introduction to Microsoft Fabric and provide an overview of this unified platform. We'll then move on to exploring the Fabric ecosystem, diving into its key components and how they work together. Next, we'll focus specifically on understanding the power of Direct Lake, uncovering its unique capabilities and benefits. And of course, theory is best paired with practice, so we'll dive into Fabric and Direct Lake demonstration to see it all in action. Now, as we look at the evolving landscape, there's a problem that becomes increasingly critical: data silos. Imagine your company's information scattered across different departments, like islands in a vast ocean. Each department has its own data, its own tools, and its own way of doing things. Sounds familiar, right? But here's the issue. These silos create a massive barrier to understanding your business. Think of it like this. If your sales team has one view of customer data and your marketing team has another, how can you possibly get a complete picture? You can't. These silos lead to inconsistent reports because everyone's using different numbers, decisions get delayed, or worse, they're based on flawed information. Opportunities slip through the cracks because you can't see the big picture. And let's not forget the wasted time and resources spent duplicating efforts and trying to reconcile conflicting data. Ultimately, these data silos stifle innovation and prevent your business from reaching its full potential. In today's fast-paced world where data is king, we simply can't afford to operate in fragmented information islands. We need a way to bring all that data together, to break down those walls, and to unlock the true power of our information. And this is where Microsoft Fabric fits in. First, imagine a world where all of your data tools live under one roof. No more jumping from one system to another, trying to piece together the puzzle. That's what Microsoft Fabric delivers: a truly unified data experience. This is awesome because it eliminates the frustrating silos that slow us down. And you can think of it as a central hub where everyone can work together seamlessly, speeding up insights and simplifying our workflows. This leads us to talk about OneLake. Picture a single shared space where all of your data resides, accessible by every analytics engine. No more copies, no more outdated information. OneLake is your single source of truth. It's awesome because it solves the headache of data duplication and ensures everyone is working with the same up-to-date information. As you can imagine, this is a game changer for data governance and efficiencies and makes our lives so much easier. And finally, most importantly with this session, we have Direct Lake. And this is where things get really exciting. Imagine getting your Power BI reports instantly and directly from your data lake. No more waiting for imports or dealing with slow queries. That's what Direct Lake provides. It's awesome because it delivers lightning fast performance, giving you real-time insights right when you need them. Think of it like this: decisions made faster based on the most current data. That's the power of Direct Lake, and that's why it's so impressive. So since we have now a good understanding of the Fabric platform, let's zoom in and explore the key threads that weave together this powerful ecosystem. Each of these is a specialized engine, if you will, that contributes to the Fabric's unified capabilities overall. OneLake is the foundational thread, as I was mentioning previously. This creates a single unified data lake woven into the core of Fabric. This eliminates data silos, ensures everybody's analytics engines work from the same source of truth, and creates a cohesive and consistent data fabric. Data Factory is the thread that stitches together your data movement and transformation processes within Fabric. This allows you to seamlessly ingest, orchestrate, and prepare data, ensuring a smooth flow of information throughout the entire Fabric. Data engineering represents the robust threads that build and manage your data pipelines within Fabric. This empowers you to construct reliable and scalable data solutions, weaving together raw data into actionable insights. Once we've folded that data into a usable form, this is where data warehousing becomes important. And data warehousing is the thread that structures your data for high performance analytics within Fabric. This creates a robust and scalable data warehouse, providing a strong foundation for business intelligence and reporting. On top of that, you can layer in data science, which provides the analytical threads within Fabric, enabling you to build and deploy machine learning models. This then weaves predictive capabilities into your data, allowing you to uncover hidden patterns and drive informed decisions. But all this data is useless if you can't visualize it, right? So this is where Power BI comes in. Power BI is the visual thread that transforms your data into compelling stories within Fabric. This weaves interactive dashboards and reports and empowers users to explore data and gain actionable insights. In addition to this, we have the Data Activator, which is the automation thread within Fabric. This enables you to take action on real-time data insights. This weaves event-driven automations into the workflows and ensures timely responses to critical business events. When paired with real-time analytics, this becomes the dynamic thread that captures and analyzes streaming data within Fabric. This allows you to monitor events and react instantly, weaving real-time insights into your operational fabric. So as you can see, these various threads of Fabric are not just isolated tools. Their power truly comes from their seamless integration. They allow you to move effortlessly between different analytics workloads within a single platform. And that's the interconnected nature of the Fabric ecosystem. So I touched on it earlier, but let's dive into the heart of it real quickly here. Think of OneLake as the unified data lake woven directly into the platform. It's not just another data storage solution. It's the foundation upon which everything is built. So what makes OneLake so revolutionary, you may ask? Well, first and foremost, it eliminates data silos. All of your data, regardless of its source or format, resides in one central location. This means no more fragmented systems and no more duplication of data. Everything's consolidated and makes it easy to access and manage. And because OneLake is a SaaS data lake, it's incredibly simple to use. You don't have to worry about managing complex infrastructure or setting up storage accounts. It's all built in. It's ready to go. This single unified approach has huge benefits. It promotes collaboration because everyone's working from the same source of truth. It simplifies data governance, ensuring consistency and compliance. And it eliminates the costly and time-consuming process of moving and copying data around your system. With OneLake, you're not just storing data, you're creating a collaborative data ecosystem. It's the engine that powers all the analytics capabilities within Fabric and ensures your organization has access to the insights they need when they need them. OneLake consolidates all of your data, no matter its source, into a centralized, unified data lake, which promotes collaboration and supports your entire organization's Fabric experience. Brings in data from any source that you have, whether that be SQL or files or your ERP or any kind of online system. We centralize it into your OneLake. Now, when we talk about data engineering in Fabric, you'll encounter two key components: Data Factory and Synapse Data Engineering. It's important to understand how these are similar and where they differ. First, let's look at the similarities. Both of them operate within the unified Fabric experience, meaning they share OneLake as their data foundation and work seamlessly with the other Fabric components. They both empower you to ingest, transform, and orchestrate your data, build robust data pipelines, and importantly, both leverage the power of Apache Spark for scalable data processing, ensuring that you can handle large volumes of data efficiently. However, there are distinct differences in their focus and approach. Data Factory is primarily designed for data integration and orchestration. Think of it as the plumbing for your data pipelines. It offers a visual, code-free interface, making it incredibly user-friendly for a wider range of users. It excels at moving data between various sources and automates complex workflows in a understood and well-known front end called Power Query. On the other hand, Synapse Data Engineering is geared towards data transformation and code-first data engineering. It provides a notebook-centric experience where you work directly with Spark and languages like Python or Scala. This gives data engineers the flexibility and power to perform advanced data manipulations and build complex transformations. So while Data Factory is great for general data movement and workflow automation, Synapse Data Engineering is ideal for those who need to perform more intricate and code-intensive data engineering tasks. In essence, they work together and complement each other well. Data Factory can ingest the data, and Synapse can then transform it. Fabric gives you the tools to use the correct tool for the task at hand. We've established that OneLake provides the unified foundation for everything, but now let's talk about how we can leverage that foundation for robust data warehousing. Traditionally, data warehousing has involved creating separate, often complex systems to store and analyze structured data. But Fabric is changing that paradigm. With Fabric's data warehouse, we're bringing the data warehouse experience directly to your data lake. This means you can perform all your familiar data warehousing operations without having to move or duplicate your data. This is a fundamental shift that eliminates a lot of the complexity and overhead associated with traditional approaches. One of the key advantages here is the familiar T-SQL interface. If you're coming from a SQL Server background, or if your team has strong SQL skills, you can hit the ground running. You can begin querying and manipulating data using the same language you already know, which significantly reduces the learning curve and allows for a smooth transition. This also means you can leverage existing tools and scripts, minimizing disruption to your established workflows. If you've already got a view or a stored procedure that you know works well, you can put this into your Fabric ecosystem. But it's not just about using the same language, it's also about ensuring data integrity. And this is where ACID transactions come in. ACID stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. These are fundamental properties that guarantee reliable data processing. Traditionally, achieving ACID compliance in data lakes has been a complex challenge. However, Fabric provides ACID transaction support directly on your data lake files. This is crucial because it ensures that your data remains consistent and accurate, even when multiple users or processes are accessing and modifying it. This level of reliability is essential for any serious data warehousing workload. Beyond the querying and data integrity, let's discuss the operational side. Simplified provisioning and management is a core tenet of Fabric. In the past, setting up and managing a data warehouse could be a time-consuming and resource-intensive process, involving complex infrastructure provisioning, configuration, and ongoing maintenance. Fabric streamlines all of this. Because the data warehouse is integrated into the unified Fabric environment, much of the underlying infrastructure is abstracted away. This means less time spent on administrative tasks and more time focused on extracting valuable insights from your data. You're working within a cohesive system, which significantly reduces complexity and increases agility. You can spin up a data warehouse much faster and adapt it much more easily to changing business needs. In essence, Fabric Data Warehouse empowers you to combine the power and flexibility of a data lake with the reliability and structure of a traditional data warehouse, all within the simplified, unified experience of Fabric. It's kind of like getting the best out of the both worlds without the traditional headaches. But that's not all. Fabric also provides data science and real-time analytics. For our data science teams, Fabric offers a truly integrated and streamlined experience. Imagine your data scientists working with integrated notebooks that fully support the languages they rely on every day, Python and Spark. These aren't just basic notebooks, they're managed environments optimized for data exploration, transformation, and model building, all within that same cohesive Fabric workspace. A significant advantage is the direct access to OneLake data. Gone are the days of having to move the data between different storage systems or creating complex pipelines just to feed your machine learning models. Data scientists can directly access the vast amounts of curated and governed data residing in OneLake, simplifying their workflows and significantly reducing the time to insight. This eliminates the friction caused by data silos and empowers them to focus on building impactful models. Fabric also understands the complexities of the data science lifecycle. That's why it's included in the built-in capabilities of the experiment tracking and model management. Data scientists can easily log their different model runs, track key metrics, compare results, and manage the various versions of their models. This ensures reproducibility and facilitates better decision making along with streamlining the deployment process. Lastly, Fabric fosters a collaborative data science environment. Teams can work together on notebooks. They can share experiments and manage those models in a centralized and governed way. This promotes knowledge sharing, improves team efficiency, and ensures that everyone is working with the latest and most accurate information. This tight integration across the entire data science lifecycle, from accessing data to deploying models, accelerates the deliverability of valuable AI-driven insights for the business. And in today's dynamic environment, the ability to analyze data as it's generated is no longer a luxury. It's often a necessity. And that's where Fabric's real-time analytics engine truly shines. It's engineered for high-speed streaming data ingestion, capable of handling massive volumes of data from various sources. whether it's IoT devices, application logs, website clickstreams, POS scans, you name it. It handles it all with remarkable efficiency and minimal latency. At the heart of this engine is the powerful Kusto Query Language, or KQL. KQL is a highly optimized query language specifically designed for exploring and analyzing large volumes of time series data. It allows you to perform complex pattern matching, aggregations, and filtering operations with incredible speed and precision. This means you can extract meaningful insights from your streaming data in near real time. But what good are real-time insights if you can't visualize them effectively? Fabric seamlessly integrates with Power BI to provide real-time Power BI visualizations. You can create dynamic dashboards that update continuously, giving you an up-to-the-second view of your key metrics and trends. This closes the loop, allowing you to not only analyze streaming data, but also to present it in a clear and actionable way. This combination of capabilities makes Fabric's real-time analytics ideal for monitoring and gaining immediate insights. Whether you're tracking critical systems performance, monitoring customer behavior, or detecting potential anomalies, this engine empowers you to react quickly to emerging trends or issues, driving better decision-making and operational efficiencies. It's about transforming raw data streams into actionable intelligence in the blink of an eye. Now let's talk about a feature that truly transforms how Power BI interacts with the data in Microsoft Fabric, Direct Lake. This is a game changer. And to illustrate why, I want you to visualize 3 distinct ways Power BI traditionally connects to data, which I've captured in these graphics below. Firstly, direct query mode. In this mode, Power BI sends a query to the data source every time you interact with a report. Every filter, every drill down, every click. The advantage is that you're seeing the most up-to-date data. It's real time, as you can see in the graphic. However, the downside is the graphic also indicates is that it can be slow, especially with large data sets. The constant back and forth between Power BI and the data source creates a bottleneck, which can lead to sluggish performance and frustrated users. It's like watching a high-definition video over a slow internet connection. Right? You get the latest frames, but it can be choppy and painful. Next up, we have import mode. Here, Power BI pulls a copy of the data into its own memory. This results in incredibly fast performance within Power BI, the speed we all love. But as the graphic shows, it's fast, but there's a trade-off: latency. The data you're analyzing is a snapshot in time. You need to refresh that data set to get the latest updates, which introduces delays and can lead to stale reports. It's like having a super fast car, but you can only drive it on a preloaded map. You're quick, but you're not seeing the real-time road conditions. And this is where Direct Lake comes in, or what some call see-through mode. This is not about querying the data source every time, and it's not about making a copy. Instead, Direct Lake enables Power BI to directly read the Parquet files stored in OneLake. It's like Power BI has transparent access to the data lake. As the graphic implies, it's the perfect solution. And this is a fundamental shift. We're bypassing the traditional bottlenecks of direct query and of import mode. There's no data import or query engine bottleneck. Power BI is communicating directly with the data in its native format, which is incredibly efficient. The result? You get blazing fast Power BI performance, and you're working with data that's as fresh as it is in OneLake. You get the interactivity of import mode with the freshness of direct query, without the drawbacks of either. Now, it's important to note that Direct Lake offers a distinct approach that sits outside of the traditional choices of import and direct query. Much like you can see in this graphic, they are 3 separate approaches. Unlike direct query, which can struggle with large data sets and frequent querying, Direct Lake excels when dealing with substantial data volumes that exceed memory capacity, especially in scenarios where only a subset of columns is typically analyzed. This minimizes the likelihood of it reverting to the slower direct query path, which it can do. In essence, when sufficient memory is available, Direct Lake operates with a mechanism akin to import mode, though potentially slight performance nuances there, and provides speed and responsiveness. However, However, if memory constraints arise or the Power BI semantic model has features incompatible with Direct Lake, such as like data sourced from a view, it intelligently defaults to the direct query mode to ensure continued functionality. This Direct Lake capability truly opens up exciting new horizons for Power BI users, particularly when dealing with extremely large data sets. We're especially enthusiastic about Direct Lake because it directly addresses the challenges faced by large data models, those substantial models exceeding 100 to 200 gigabytes or more. That could be difficult to manage effectively in a traditional import mode. Imagine being able to interactively analyze billions of rows of data, effortlessly slicing and dicing to uncover granular insights with near instant feedback. That's the power of Direct Lake, which it unlocks in these previously unwieldy models. However, it's important to note that if your Power BI models are performing well within the constraints of import or direct query mode, especially when leveraging data stored in your lakehouse, there's no immediate need to switch to Direct Lake. You can absolutely continue to benefit from the speed and in performance of import mode if that suits your needs and data volumes. So you may ask, well, what are the benefits then? Right? The adoption of Direct Lake brings with it a compelling set of advantages that significantly enhance your data analytics capabilities within Fabric. First and foremost, you'll experience unprecedented query speed and responsiveness. This isn't just a marginal improvement, it's a dramatic reduction in load times, allowing for truly interactive exploration of your data. Users can slice and dice and drill down with near instant feedback, leading to faster insights and more agile analysis. The speed also unlocks near real-time analytical capabilities. By directly accessing the data that's in one lake, Power BI can visually inform with minimal latency. This means you're seeing a much more current picture of your business and enables quicker reactions to trends and events as they unfold. Furthermore, Direct Lake contributes to simplified data pipelines for reporting. By eliminating the need for extensive data movement and transformation specifically for Power BI, you streamline your workflows and reduce the complexity often associated with traditional ETL or ELT processes. This not only saves time, but also reduces the potential for errors. By minimizing the need for copying and storing data in multiple locations, Direct Lake also offers us potential cost savings on data movement and storages. You're leveraging the efficiency of one lake directly for your Power BI visualizations. Ultimately, all of these benefits converge to deliver a significantly enhanced Power BI user experience. Faster reports with more current data and a smoother overall workflow empowers users to engage more deeply with the data and ask more insightful questions, which drive better business outcomes. Real briefly, before we dive into the demo here to show you a little bit behind the scenes, I wanted to bring up a couple of use cases that you might ponder on. Right? Think of interactive sales performance dashboards, for instance. With Direct Lake, sales teams can instantly slice and dice massive sales data by region, product, or time and get immediate answers to critical questions, identifying trends in real time. You can also analyze customer behavior patterns, with Direct Lake allowing you to explore vast data sets of customer interactions with incredible speed. Uncovering those valuable insights with their journeys and preferences can lead to more personalized strategies for your customers. And finally, imagine agile marketing campaign effectiveness for Marketing teams can get near real-time feedback on campaign performance and allow for rapid adjustments and optimizations based on actual data, maximizing impact and ROI. In each of these, Direct Lake's speed and direct access to data in Fabric empowers business users with faster, more interactive, and ultimately more insightful analytics, driving better decisions across the organization. Not only is it data analytics that can be done faster, but we also get benefit of real-time monitoring with this. When it comes to staying ahead in today's fast-paced environment, real-time monitoring is crucial, and Fabric with Direct Lake provides a powerful solution. Picture this: in a manufacturing plant that's analyzing live data streams for IoT sensors, Fabric can ingest the continuous flow, and Direct Lake allows for immediate visualization through Power BI, enabling instant identification of anomalies, a temperature spike, or a pressure drop, which allows for proactive maintenance and preventing costly downtime before it happens. Consider also your digital world, monitoring website traffic in real time. Fabric captures every click, every page view, and Direct Lake feeds that into Power BI dashboards. You can instantly see user engagement patterns, identify traffic surges or drops as they occur, and react immediately to optimize user experience and address potential outages. Finally, think about instantaneous fraud detection systems. Fabric can process streams of transaction data, and Direct Lake makes the analysis immediately available in Power BI. Suspicious activities can be flagged and investigated in real time and minimize financial losses and protect your customers. Whether it's a manufacturing plant, website traffic, or security, or many more. Maybe it's stock on hand. Maybe it's making sure that you have the right quantities available for folks. Maybe it's making sure that you have the right people on staff, or that all of your departments are online for the day. In each of these scenarios, the speed of Fabric's streaming capabilities, combined with Direct Lake's low latency access in Power BI, transforms raw data into immediate actionable insights, which empower you to make critical decisions in the moment. Here at Tagunia, we, as I mentioned before, are a trusted Microsoft data and AI solutions partner. And we've been at the forefront of helping organizations leverage the power of Microsoft's data and analytics technologies. When it comes to Fabric, we bring deep experience across all of its workloads. From the foundational OneLake and robust data engineering capabilities to the speed of real-time analytics and the visual power of Power BI with Direct Lake, our team understands the entire ecosystem inside and out. More importantly, we have a proven track record in successful Fabric implementations. We've worked with organizations of various sizes and across different industries, helping them to effectively adopt and realize the full potential of this unified platform. Underpinning our success is our dedicated team of Fabric experts. These are individuals with specialized skills and a passion for data and AI, committed to understanding your unique business challenges and delivering tailored solutions that maximize the value you get from Microsoft Fabric. We're not just making and talking about technology, we're talking about driving real business outcomes for you. To ensure the ongoing health and peak performance of your data environment, whether it's Fabric or your existing on-premises systems, we also offer a comprehensive DMAS, or Database Management as a Service solution. Our DMAS goes beyond simple monitoring. We provide proactive monitoring and maintenance, identifying and addressing potential issues before they impact your operations. We also focus on performance optimization and tuning, ensuring your systems are running at their absolute best and maximizing speed and efficiencies. You'll benefit from our team's expert support and guidance, giving you access to seasoned professionals who can answer your questions and provide strategic recommendations. Our core focus is on reliability and efficiency. We handle the complexities of database management and free up your team to concentrate on extracting valuable insights from your data and driving your core business objectives. With Tagunia's DMAS, you can gain a trusted partner dedicated to ensuring your data infrastructure is always available, performing optimally, and delivering the results you need. And lastly, before we dive into this demo, why would you choose Tagunia, right? Well, choosing Tagunia as your Microsoft Fabric partner means choosing a faster, smoother path to success. We help you accelerate your Fabric adoption journey and get you up and running quickly and efficiently. Our expertise and proven approach are designed to minimize risk and maximize your return on investment, ensuring you see tangible results from Fabric. With Tagunia, you'll gain expert guidance and support every step of the way. Our experienced team provides knowledge and resources you need to navigate the complexities of Fabric and achieve your data analytics objectives. This partnership allows you to focus on your core business, confident that your Fabric implementation is in capable hands. And we're committed to being your trusted partner, helping you unlock the full potential of Fabric and transform your data into a powerful asset. And with that, let's dive into this and actually see this in action, right? We've explored the concepts and benefits of Fabric and Direct Lake, but now it's time to roll up our sleeves and see it. So in this segment, I'll be showing you the steps involved to create a simple Fabric data warehouse, how we can connect to that using Power BI or traditional tools. And most importantly, I'll show you how to establish that Direct Lake connection. My hope is you'll get a clear understanding of the process and hopefully witness the tangible performance benefits that Direct Lake brings to Power BI reporting on Fabric data. So with that, I'm going to switch over and start showing my Power BI workspace. This is a kind of a generic task flow section up here that shows how the data is moving through my Fabric environment. This example uses a standard staging, processing, and data warehousing environment. There are many different task flows that you can build out, and you can add additional items should there be a need in your given environment. One thing of note is that this does require a Fabric capacity workspace. If you're not sure if you have that workspace or if perhaps it's just not set up that way, go into your workspace settings, go into your license info, and ensure that it says that you've got this Fabric capacity here. If it doesn't, you can click Edit, and you'll see what available options you have: Pro, Premium per user, or Fabric. This is an important piece to remember because you can be purchasing, you could have purchased a Fabric capacity license, but until you set the workspace to be a Fabric capacity workspace, it will not leverage that capability. Once you got that up, there's three different structures in this case where we can kind of see how the data moves through it. And then we'll ultimately look into Power BI, how we can start pulling this data out. I'll start off with the stage in this case, or what's most commonly known as a staging database. But in Fabric, this becomes a lakehouse. It's built on OneLake, so it's still got that unified structure behind the scenes. And this has semi-structured data, right? So it's lake house is why they call it this way. But we're treating this as our raw data store. I can go into this lake house and I can start to see exactly what's in here. I can see all of the tables that I pulled in here and the names and structures they're in, right? In this case, this is being built off of the AdventureWorks demo database here, so it may be very familiar to some, right? A thing of note here is that these are all using a little triangle here. This triangle in this case represents that it's in Delta format. Okay, this because all of these files are stored in Delta Parquet format, which is part of the reason that this is as fast as it is. I can query these right here, or I can actually uh, create a new semantic model should I want to, right from my lakehouse. But more commonly, what I'm going to do is if I'm needing to do any kind of data modeling, I'm going to do that in my next step, my transform layer. Okay. You can see all of your data types though, and you can actually preview anything. You can actually even sort and select and try to filter down. And you can use this lakehouse as a initial analysis point to see if certain records exist or if they're missing. Stepping one step back into my main screen here, uh, we can then start to see the lake stage processing. Okay. And this is where we begin to process the data, manipulating it how we need to do, right? So if I was to click into my lake stage processing, this this screen may look quite familiar to some of you, whether you've built reports inside of Excel or if you've modeled data inside of Power BI, you've likely seen this Power Query instance. Okay. In this case, that's what I'm using for this because I didn't need to do heavy lifting of the data. Recall back to my earlier slide where we can use the data factory for light transformations, or we can use Synapse Data Engineering for heavier transformations. In this case, I'm using Data Factory, which ultimately under the scenes is Power Query. Of course, it's taking a second for it to load this up here. There we go. But once the data is loaded, it's a very traditional Power Query model. We can see all of the steps that I've taken to create this model, right? Navigating down to certain rows, filtering it down, removing some columns, removing some extra rows, and marking this as my primary key. Okay. Anything that's available in Power Query, though, is available here. So you can add columns, you can transform the data, you can create new calculations. Whatever is needed to model the data to fit your need can be done at this data transform stage. Going back here to this main screen again, we can see that here in the process data card, right? So it starts here in my stage, it then moves into my process data card where I can see all of my processing, and then it lands it into my data warehouse. Okay. Now my data warehouse, a couple of key things to be of note here. My data warehouse is accessible through a SQL endpoint, right? So we can query this directly inside of SQL Server Management Studio, right? I can copy this SQL connection string and I can then open it up inside of SQL Management Studio and actually connect to this much like it would be a traditional SQL Server. An important thing to note is that most commonly you'll be used to connecting in using Windows authentication. With a Fabric data warehouse, you will need to use your Azure Active Directory or Entra uh, with MFA in our case. Go ahead and connect in. See if I need to reduo. Looks like I'm good because of my connections there. Yep, perfect. What that didn't show is if I hadn't logged in yet on any of my other browsers, then it would have popped a login screen. And if you have multi-factor authentication, it would have forced you to go through that path as well. Here at Tagunia, we practice single sign-on, so I saved those extra steps. But herein we have inside of Management Studio, we have that data warehouse that we were looking at, equipped those same tables, right? And so when we take a look at this, you'll see there's those tables that we processed and see out here. And I can query this. I can write my advanced queries should I want, and actually store those out here if I even wanted to as views or as stored procedures, right? So all this is to show that even though we're still in Fabric, we can connect to it much like it's an on-premises database server, much like a lot of folks are used to. Going back to Power BI here, though, or Fabric, if you will, another important note here is how the data is stored. So I'm going to go ahead and click into my data warehouse here, and we're going to see a couple of things. I can still see all of my tables, right? So all of those same tables that we previewed in our Lakehouse, we can preview up here as well. So everything that you need to manage your Fabric environment can technically be done from a browser that has Fabric opened, right? I can write SQL queries directly inside of here. I can model my layouts. And in fact, that's what I'm going to show us here real quickly as well. So if I click into model layouts, this is now driving my semantic layer behind the scenes. A couple of key things here as I highlight and hover over these tables. You'll notice that the icon has the square with the lake, right? This is telling us that it's using the direct lake storage mode. And you can also see that as I hover over each of these, it tells us that that storage mode is direct lake. This means that if I was to query through Management Studio or Power BI, if I'm hitting my semantic model, I'm using direct lake for that storage mode, and I can benefit on my query timing. This is also where we can perform any major or core, I should say, modeling adjustments that we may want to see for traditional reporting. This is where we would create any kind of new measures that we may want to see, right? So you can see there's none in here just yet, but I can come in here and I can actually create a new measure. This will be using DAX, and I can say, quantity sold equals sum of quantity. Oh, I already had done that. Okay, let's do my sales. Oh, yep, there it was. It was at the bottom. That's why I missed it. But now we have my new sales total measure here, uh, right alongside that quantity sold measure I had built into this model to begin. You can see I've also created one over here on my dim customer, right? So I can create measures on not just my fact tables, I can create them on my dimensional tables as well. In this case, dim customers. If I click onto it, I can see exactly what that's doing, and can build it in that manner. These are all direct lake stored tables, and so therefore we can benefit from that using Power BI. So going back to that main Fabric view and clearing my filter here, we can start to get a sense of what's in this Fabric realm, right? We have our stage or our raw data store, then moves into our processed data by way of, in this case, a data flow gen 2, but data factory effectively, and then lands into our data warehouse, in this case, stored on a direct lake storage model. We can then build a number of reports off of this however we'd like, right? So if we want to build it inside of Power BI service, right where I'm at, I can right click on the, or not right click, I can click on these ellipses and I can hit this auto create report, and it does an all right job, right? I think you'll find that you often will want to build your own reports, but we'll go ahead and let this open up here real quick. And you can kind of see what it's done. It's created a report that uses the same visual for pretty much everything, but it did find a few different measures. Quantity, the sum of the sale key. Well, that's my primary key. So, okay, the sum of unit price over time. Oh, all right, but there's my total sales. So that some so two of the four are pretty good. and then it used some AI on this, right? But the point of that is that it does have the ability to create an auto-created report right here without having to do anything else. And then I can tailor that report should I want to. I can also create a report right here from scratch, right? Using the Power BI service. And again, we can see out here, we've got those new measures that we've created. There's that sales total and the customer count as well, right? So I could just say, I just want to see my customer count by category, for instance. Oh, that's a bad one. Let's say by postal code, right? And I can start to see those measures out here. But more commonly, what you would actually do, and I'm just going to go ahead and close this report down, is you would more commonly want to build this inside of Power BI Desktop. So real briefly, I'm going to jump over to Power BI Desktop and show you how we can create a report using our Fabric connection using Direct Lake. So here's Power BI Desktop, dark mode, because why not, right? And there's two different methods to create a connection into your Fabric Direct Lake data warehouse. One of them is to use this OneLake catalog from this primary screen, right? If you click into this OneLake catalog, it actually presents you with just the amount, just the connections that support this, okay? In this case, we'll be actually working from our data warehouse, and this is one of those confusion points that I think it's important to call out, right? The data warehouse with the icon is kind of more of a traditional SQL endpoint, whereas the data warehouse with the kind of ellipses dots, as I hover over it, you can see is the semantic model, right? In this case, this is just a traditional warehouse. This is the semantic model that's built off of that. So depending on what you're trying to accomplish, if you're wanting to use the direct lake functionality, you're going to want to use the semantic model for this. Okay. So we'll go ahead and click onto that data warehouse option there and click connect. And before I get too far down that path, I'll call out the secondary option, right? Because I mentioned there's two ways. If instead you had just clicked blank report and it got you to this screen, you can then click this OneLake catalog button up here, and here you're met with some of those same options that you can then connect into, right? If I was to say warehouses, right, it's going to say, hey, you need to switch to direct query because you're already using direct lake. Okay. And so now I've got this Direct Lake dashboard that's being created here. I can start to build out my report. And at this point, it's just standard Power BI, right? One thing I will note is that there is a setting. So if you go into File and Options and Settings and Options, this is currently in preview mode. So you would need to go into Preview Features and ensure that you have the live edit of Power BI semantic models in direct lake mode enabled. If this isn't enabled, you won't see, I don't think you'll see the OneLake catalog up here, and you wouldn't be able to create a direct lake connection. But with that setting in place, we can test out my new measure that we created on the fly, build in our sales model. Just going to do something super, super basic because we're coming close on time. And we'll just say I want to see that by my salesperson. And there we go, right? Now, you can obviously get more and more involved with this and build out a fully fledged report. For the sake of time, I'm just going to show you how we can then see that same direct lake model. We can hover over it and kind of see that we're using a analysis services, but notice the icon, right? The up and down arrow is telling us that it's an analysis services connection with direct lake functionality. We can also see all of the relationships that are built in, but notice that they're grayed out, right? I cannot by default change those. If I wanted to do that, I have to make changes to this model, which then forces me to download a local version of this and work on it here. It's just not the right way to do that. If you're wanting to do that, you would more typically come back up into Power BI or Fabric and model up here, right? If I needed to change the nature of this relationship I would do it up here instead. And with that, that wraps the what I was going to showcase today. I'm going to take a quick look here and see if we have any questions posed. Looks like we have a couple of chats here. A couple of thank yous, absolutely, and a couple of AI agents taking some notes. So it doesn't look like we have any questions posted, but I will just say, thank you for attending. And should you have any questions, should you be interested by anything that I've shown here, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can visit our website at tigunia.com. You can shoot an email to info@tigunia.com, or please just give us a ring. Number's 866-562-8911. With that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.